shit's in the safe. Got me a spot out the way. Nigga just tryna be safe.
Let's get to sports talk.
We will be there on Saturday.
Yes, can't wait.
One of our favorites.
Yes,
You've said that multiple times.
Yeah.
But Skip, I'm going to start with you here because Oklahoma, you know, your team, how important is this game for Jalen's Heisman chances?
As soon as Jalen Hurts signed with the University of Oklahoma, I told that man across from me, I give OU a good shot to win its third straight Heisman Trophy.
Wow.
After I watched Oklahoma and Jalen Hurts destroy Houston on Sunday night of Labor Day weekend on the solo national stage, I came in and said, he's going to win OU's third straight Heisman. But this is it. This is for all the Heisman marbles. Because OU's schedule in the Big 12 is not quite what it used to be, even though there are 5 teams in the FPI top 26. I don't know how you feel about the conference, but TCU isn't what it used to be.
It's decent in the middle.
It's decent. Kansas State isn't quite what it used to be. Oklahoma State's okay, but not great. West Virginia's down a little bit from Will Greer, so we can just keep going. So this is it. Jalen Hurts, I believe, will put on a Heisman show on Saturday, and you too will get to enjoy it. He will do so with his arm as well as his legs because he is throwing the heck out of the football under Lincoln Riley. He is leading the nation in QBR. And I believe he's going to have to put on a Heisman show because he's going to have to score 45-ish points because I believe Oklahoma will allow Sam Ehlinger to score 40-something points.
Sure.
And you're going to have the same game that you had with Kyler Murray and Ehlinger last year, which was 48-45 Texas in this game. Obviously, Kyler got revenge in the Big 12 championship game. But silly me, I thought that Alex Grinch would be the Grinch who stole all the Christmas mornings that all the offenses had against Oklahoma last year. He came from The Ohio State, where he was the co-defensive coordinator with Greg Schiano. And I thought, oh, he's going to change life. And then I watched the Kansas game last Saturday, and Kansas, with its first drive of the game, went 99.5 yards for the 7-0 touchdown. And I'm like hiding my eyes thinking, here.
Yeah, if he win this game, it's going to put him in the front to win a Heisman, be the third Oklahoma quarterback to win it. But it's going to be a tough game to even get an opportunity to win a Heisman, though. But he going to showcase that he could be the front runner for it if he just win this game. Because this is a big game on their schedule, because their schedule ain't all that strong. So this is like the big win they need to establish everything for them. Like, if he can pull this off against a good Texas team, he could be most likely the third Oklahoma quarterback to win a Heisman. Because it's going to be a high-scoring game because Oklahoma still ain't got no defense. So you got to be expected. It's going to either be 50 points, 60 points, because it's going to be an up-or-down game because none of them will have a defense like that. But Texas got an okay defense, but Oklahoma defense played good at times, but they still can get points put up against them. That's why this offense scores a lot of points, because they know they can't get down, because the defense, the way they play, they can allow 30 points quick.
Here we go again, because Puka Williams Jr. for the Kansas Jayhawks had 137 yards rushing, and Stephon Robinson Jr. caught 131 yards of balls, 5 catches for 131.
Yep.
And I'm saying, yikes. I don't know about this defense, because it's starting to look like last year's defense. So it's a great stage. It's a Fox national game. Here we go. Yep. And I think he can have his Heisman moment and then put up a lot of big numbers the rest of the way, but you're going to have to beat Sam Ehlinger first in a regular season game.
Yeah, it's interesting, and you bring up a lot of good points. And this game is obviously very important to the two teams, but just in the Heisman discussion, it's so much different than last year. You know, because Kyler and Tua last year had separated themselves a bit, even to this point in the season. We were just talking about those two. That's not the case this year, guys. There's a deep field of Heisman
running back
candidates.
at Wisconsin.
Jonathan Taylor, Justin Fields at Ohio State. You can bring up Joe Burrow at LSU, and that's why
he got to come out and make a statement, because this Heisman running is tough this year. Because there's a lot of players that's playing so good just like him that could potentially win a Heisman for themselves. That's why he got to come out here and play a good game against a good Texas team. That's a way you could make a case for why you should be the Heisman, but it's not like a runaway with it. It's going to be a tough voting this year because there's a lot of players that's playing like Heisman this year. So it's going to be very hard to see if he's going to be the third Heisman winner for the Oklahoma Sooners. But because there's a lot of front runners this year that's having good years, just like him. There's a couple quarterbacks that's only throw like one pick, and they have a good case to become Heisman this year.
actually think this game from a Heisman perspective is so big for Jalen Hurts is we've already seen a guy that I would put in the top three in the discussion for Heisman beat Texas this year, and he did it throwing for 471 yards and 4 touchdowns in Austin. And that was Joe Burrow from LSU, who has totally transformed LSU, by the way, and made them a totally different team. They're the #1 scoring offense in the country
by the way,
right now.
He completed 31 of 39 that night.
He was sensational. And we spoke with Tom Herman yesterday, and Tom Herman said that was the best a quarterback has played against the team that he was coaching since he can remember. Just give you a sense of what Joe Burrow did. So that's why this is so important for Jalen Hurts. Not only is he playing another guy who could be in the discussion in Sam Ehlinger and should be in the discussion, but we've got such a deep field that if you play your way out at this point in the season, I don't know if there's going to be an opportunity to get back in that discussion. There was that opportunity for Kyler Murray last year. He took advantage late in the season. I don't think that opportunity is going to be afforded Jalen. So when it comes to the Heisman Trophy, either of these guys have to win this game on Saturday in that Cotton Bowl.
I look at it, for me, he has to play well to have a chance. But what Tua has working in his favor, Texas A&M, LSU, Auburn, and possibly Georgia, Florida. He runs the gauntlet, puts up 2 or 3 touchdowns per game. They win. How do you overcome that?
That's going to be tough.
You're talking about a #4 LSU. You're probably going to be talking about a #3 Georgia, a #5, And he's...
What if he...
That's another thing that could hurt him. He ain't playing enough ranked teams to have a good case. That's why Tua have a case to win the Heisman. Because he playing ranked teams after ranked teams in his division. So that's going to help him. If he play well against them teams, the good ranked teams, he could potentially be a Heisman candidate and win it all because he playing against ranked teams. Jalen Hurts ain't playing against no ranked team. Only ranked team he playing against is Texas. So that's why he got to make a statement in this game because he don't have that many ranked teams in his conference. So he had to come out and establish his stamp to become a Heisman because Tua he playing against ranked teams at the ranked teams to have a case to be a front runner.
Fades down the stretch the way he did last year.
Well, last year he was hurt, and I think
that killed him.
That killed him, and he didn't play. He threw 2 passes all fourth quarter, all last year. Well, he's playing in the fourth quarter this year for the Civil.
Hey Google, what time is my restaurant reservation?
Simple fact, he doesn't have the injuries have decimated the depth of their defense.
That's right.
So you got a lot of true freshmen playing. So he's having to play, and he's playing phenomenal. He's 23-0, 23 tubs, 0 picks.
Who took over the fourth quarter of the SEC championship game last year? I'm just asking. I can't remember.
Yeah, all I'm saying, And that receiving core that he had, they're unbelievable.
Yeah.
Nobody can touch that. When you got Judy, who won the Biletnikoff Award, who might be the second or third best receiver now, when you go with Ruggs the third and Devontae Smith, who caught the game winner, who just went for
They might have 3 in the first round.
They might. They might. It's incredible.
But everybody's jumping on Jalen Hurts when he said, well, I played in the Iron Bowl. Well, that's not the Red River. The dude started 2 national title games. The Red River rivalry is a big game.
Yes.
But it's not bigger than national title games.
I don't think it's bigger, but it is unique.
Yes.
And I think that he's going to have at least a sense to get used to that environment, because you've been there in that game. Split at the 50. It's the most unique environment in college football. Here's one thing I will give Jalen. Is that in my estimation, when you look at the Heisman Trophy, you start thinking about who's the most valuable for their team, who's the best player in college football. What do they do with the ball in their hands? Did you know that on an action play for Jalen Hurts, so if he's throwing the ball or running the ball, he is leading the country in yards per action play. It's over 12 yards. That's insane. This guy is second in the country in rushing yards per attempt. He's first in the country.
That's because he's playing with a coach that's playing through his strengths, and it is helping him come to this offense much smooth. He had to worry about doing a whole lot because the system is revolved around him. Lincoln Riley did a system that fits him, and it's helping him become a better quarterback because he's playing in a system that fit all his skill sets, and that's what making his job much easier and making him throw the football more better than he did in Alabama because he got a system that fit everything he could do.
And passing yards per attempt. You can go down the list. Tua has been sensational. 5 touchdowns in 3 straight games for Tua. I'm telling you, the class of Heisman candidates this year is a lot like the class of national championship candidates this year and contenders this year. It's deep. This is as deep and as good of a field at the top end in college football, guys, as we've had in a long time.
Yeah. I like OTT, though. I like Tua. That never You're going to see Texas A&M going to find out the hard way.
What if he can't even beat Joe Burrow?
That's going to be very It's going to be
I know you're
it's
never...
going to be, you know what? That might be the first time, because normally Alabama LSU is a shutout. Alabama shuts them out 20-0.
Not this year.
Or it's a 24-3 ball game.
Sure. Yeah.
This might be a 50-45 ball game. Both guys.
What are you going to say then?
Oh, they winning that game. You think LSU?
No, I'm just saying.
I was going to say, I thought you thought LSU was going to go to Alabama.
Those that defend the SEC always talk about the defense, and then they get on the Big 12 for games like 48-45 last year in the Red River game. What happens this year when LSU and Alabama play their 48-45 game? Are people going to say, hey, where did the defense go?
But see, you get one of those. Every game is like that in the Big 12. And there's a reason why when you want a defensive guy, when teams in the NFL, when they want defensive guys, what conference do they go to? Do they go to the Big 12? Now, if you want a quarterback...
Actually, you know where they go? Ohio State. That's where they go.
They go to Bama. They go to Bama.
In the last 4 years, there's not been a college football team that has provided more first-round defensive players than Ohio State with 8. And they're going to have a few more this year.
They should be ashamed of themselves and not have more national titles than what they got to play for more than that. With all them first-rounders they got and doing what? Skip.
Figured you'd say that.
I just have one last question for Joel Clapp.
Let's see.
Oklahoma has one player on defense who I consider one of the best defensive players in all of college football, like a top 5. His name is Kenneth Murray.
Kenneth Murray.
And he's like in every play. His nose is where the ball is.
It's true.
And their defense is awful. How do you explain?
I would disagree with you, actually. I think Oklahoma's defense has made drastic improvement. Just to give you some sense, I think the biggest thing that you can do on defense, Shannon, you know this from standing on the sidelines, get off the field.
Yes.
Right? Whether it's via turnover or third down. Last year, Oklahoma was 118th in third down defense. 118th. Guess what they are this year? 5th. 5th. They're the only team in the country that's in the top 5 in the country on third down offense efficiency and third down defense efficiency. So they're a much better team on defense than you're giving them credit for.
Sam Ehlinger go 9 of 12 on.
He might, but he's pretty good.
Well, Oklahoma's going to score by 80
Yeah.
Texas is 126th in pass defense
They are.
out of 130.
And they've got 3 defensive starters out in the second.
He might throw for 600.
Good. Here we go. Strike the pose. Good.
What was that?
Yeah.
And I got a bet with Clarence Hill Jr.
And
too.
by the way, I don't play for the University of Oklahoma, so I'm not under Lincoln Riley's rules. So we lost the camera here. So, but I got to do this.
No, you can't do that.
I'm doing
That's
this.
bad luck.
Skip,
Skip.
that's not good
That's bad
luck.
luck.
It's been done.
That's bad luck.
No, it's not.
Yes,
I
it is.
grew up doing this.
I have important questions for you. What makes you more nervous, watching your Cowboys or watching your Sooners?
Cowboys.
Really?
Yeah,
I'd be nervous watching those Cowboys too.
I trust Oklahoma more.
Okay. We're gonna end it on that note. Joel, thank you. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest.